Well, I'm here today with Brenda Cooley. Brenda and I met at her mother's house. She had, her mother had passed away and her brother was then living in the home, or one of her older brothers. And unfortunately then, not too long after that, a couple years?
Well, actually, my mother passed in 2010 and my brother just passed in 2008.
Okay. So that they were thinking about at that point, selling the property. This was a house you grew up in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was a childhood home, and she still had her other brother, Myron, and they wanted to sell the property. So, how did you find me?
Well, I feel that you were heavenly sent. I was just looking in other areas, and just the response that I was getting back from some of the people, I was starting to get discouraged. And I really can't even answer that because it's like something directed me to you. And then once I did find you, I just felt you were a blessing because everything just went smooth sailing from there.
So what was the process we went through? Because I met with you at the property. First it was just me and you, right? We met, and then I came back and met with Myron.
Correct.
And then we had come to an agreement to purchase the home and started the process, and then found out that we had to do something more because of the way that the property had title. Right. Your brother that had passed away was still on title. Right. And so that required us to go through the probate process.
Correct. And we had to go through the probate for 6 months, which at the time when we first met you, we didn't know about it because there was 3 of us on title, but as one of them from where my mother had it set up, for each one of us, that if something was to happen, then it would just fall to the next person. So we didn't know that it wasn't set up that way. So with him still being on titles would cost the long length, and it had to go through probate for 6 months.
So how did we deal with that?
Well, it was long, lengthy, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. It took a little while because the courts take that time, right?
Yeah.
But I think if I recall, I had called you up and said, "Hey, we got this situation, and here's how we can resolve it," and connected you with Bob Abrams.
Right, Mr. Abrams. And from Mr. Abrams, he was just real nice, and that's why I said anybody really that runs across you is really going to be blessed because you are a person that shows in caring, excellent service that you provide, and your inspiration to us. Because even though that we were going through the problems that I was going through, because I wasn't expecting it to be almost a year. My brother now will be, as a matter of fact, the 17th of this month will be gone for 1 year. So just the process of it, I mean, just how you were there, you talked with us and made sure that everything was going through. You directed us to, like you said, Mr. Abrams, and you just let us know that you wasn't going to be backing out, that you still was going to be there for us. And we just, and I would let you know, but still, I just find it was remarkable. You're just a blessing. And anybody would be very, very, very glad to get you because you are a very wonderful person.
I appreciate that, Brenda. I mean, it was actually a lot of fun to work with you because I don't know if you could tell Brenda's a kind of a character. She likes to joke around a little bit, and we'd have some pretty fun laughs. So
we did.
It was a good experience for me as well, and I was glad I could be able to do it. And now we're working on your mom's property, and once we get it all fixed up, going to have Brenda back over to take a look at it. So.
And just even the way that you were talking on what you wanted to do with my mother's house, it sounds really remarkable. That's one reason why I really wanted to see it. And I know Mr. Abrams had really actually gave you a compliment too, talking about how excellent your work was. So that's why I said, anybody need you, this is the right person for you, sitting right here, Mr. Hamilton.